Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to some Hold My Goddamn Beer. Yes, we have two replays for you, two tier 10 replays, completely different. We have the Death Star and we have the T100 light tank. Of course, the Death Star on Castilla, given where if the team goes in the right position, could be absolutely brutal, and it could be one of the best maps for a tank like the Death Star or any tank destroyer for that matter. Now, luckily for our guy, Help I'm a Bug, a long time friend of the channel, this grill seems to try and go up the wrong section, which means he can get into position before the grill does, and he has now got some juicy shots. Now, that first shot was absolutely brilliant against that E6. The E6 definitely did not expect that. Now, again, the grill was still trying, bless his heart. He is still trying. These guys are arguing. Of course, the heavies, yeah, a couple of the heavies are not doing so good. They're sat at the back just camping. So currently, not the best situation, because no one's really pushing forward. The only tank that's been pushing forward is now dead. Again, sorry, apologize if you hear some background noise. The usual in my car, cars driving past, yeah, not great. So now the mouse has pushed forward on the enemy team, pretty much the only tank spotted. Now, Help I'm a Bug was trying to wait for the HE shot into him, but unfortunately couldn't get it. The mouse isn't giving him his side, so he has to go with the regular AP, but still 2k damage with two shots. Unfortunately, I don't think he's going to quite reload before he can get the shot on the mouse, and there now goes the M103. So that is two heavies down. No one wants to do anything. No one wants to push. The grill is okay, in a good position now, and of course the medium tank is up there, but no one is spotted, which means most of the team will be over this left side, but no one on both sides won't want to push. He does get a shot into the Super Conqueror, however, he does get spotted, he does get a shot, and he low rolls. He only splashes that guy with the Hesh, which is unfortunate. I thought he in that position he would have gone with the normal AP, but he tried going for the Hesh, but unfortunately just failed. However, he does have now a high roll ready, locked and loaded, and it sucks to suck. Yes, it does suck to suck. So again, it seems like a boring game at the moment. I hate these kind of games because you just don't know what to do. No one wants to push. None of the enemy want to push. You've got no shots, especially when you're in a tank like the Death Star, and it leaves him to be the one that's pushing. And this is sometimes how it is. And usually in this case, you normally just die. You normally die because you're impatient, because there's nothing to shoot at. Now, is he going to get this shot on the mouse? Of course. Oh, that was so close. The mouse is doing all right there at angling, to be honest, but until the final moment, and our guy Help I'm a Bug, Josh, does get that shot. So the mouse is now a one shot. However, they are still two tanks down. He's on 3.4k damage, no kills as of yet, and still one of the most boringest games I have seen in a long time. And again, it's not Josh's fault, it's not Help I'm a Bug's fault, it's just no one really wants to push. Now, the pattern has decided to start pushing, but none of the enemy. I mean, you got the two heavies here, but no one else wants to push, and that yet again there goes the Emil. So now that is three tanks down, so it's a 7 versus 4. Already they have their work cut out. Now, we do know that they have got 3 tank destroyers on the enemy team, so they could be anywhere, and one of them is here, and he is able to get that nice shot. 1400 hit points into that object 704, so it brings him now down to a one shot. But our guy Josh, he's on 4.8k damage, but he is now also a one shot. There goes the E6. Finally, our team gets rid of a tank. With 2.5 minutes left on the clock, there is still 6 tanks to clear. 4.8k damage from Josh here. Now, there is a juicy waffle there. Is he going to go for the blind shot? He is around about there. He's around about there, but is he going to wait or is he going to go for it? In fact, he's going to go for it. Now, look out. Did he hit? I don't know. We've got to wait and see. There goes the Object 704. And yes, he did hit, but only 600 damage done to the waffle, which is very, very unfortunate. But it is still damage that has been done. So our guy Josh is now on around just 5.5k damage. It's a 3 versus 5, and he is a one shot. So again, he's the one that's pushing. Again, he's the one that's pushing. There's the mouse. He's got 1 HE left. I think that's the cheap HE maybe, and he goes for the shot. I'm not sure if that's the cheap HE or the normal expensive HE or not, but regardless, that's now all gone. So I think it's just the cheap one, but we're gonna find out soon. So of course there's the Foch there, and of course there is the Super Conqueror. So he really needs to clear this Super Conqueror, and he does manage to do that to bring it now down to a 3 versus 3. He's on 6.2k damage, and yes, there we go. He's still got 5 rounds of Hesh left. So I believe that was the cheap Hesh. Now the Foch is coming forward. He needs to one-shot him, but unfortunately low rolls. He low rolls that guy. That was so unfortunate. Now I'm not sure if this Foch has got another round. I think he was just about to reload his shell, but then the motion takes care of him. So all of a sudden it is now in the favor of the red team. A 3 versus 2, and I mean only 50 seconds left on the clock, and there goes the waffle, which now just leaves a standard B. Where is the standard B? Of course he is AFK. AFK. But I still wanted to show this game because, like, it's annoying how when none of your team pushes and there's always the one, and it's our guy Josh here. He's in a deathstar. He's in a deathstar, but yet he was the only one to really push. And it's annoying when you're on a map like this, you're the only one that pushes and you just get torn apart. But not for our guy Help I'm a Bug here. Is he going to manage to get this final shot? 2 seconds left on the reload, and he does get the shot. And what does that mean? With 5 seconds left on the clock, our guy Help I'm a Bug finishes with 8,300 damage, and that was the first time he has ever broke 8,000 damage. So well played, Josh. I mean, it was lucky, of course, with the AFK, but it's, I mean, look at that. 3 zeros in the team. 3 zeros. Nobody wanted to push. And in fact, the only person that really wanted to push was that Kranwagen, and he just got torn apart because he was the only one. But nevertheless, well played. And thank you for sending me that replay. Next up, we have the RZA, the Raza. I think it's just RZA, and he is driving the T100 Lite. And of course we've seen a few of these replays with high damage games. Of course it is a very, very good tank, pretty much a OP tank with the DPM that it's got for a light tank, and with the spotting mechanic. It's yeah, all-round fantastic tank. And of course what is also good about the tank, it is so low to the ground, and being so low to the ground can have its advantages as well. Now unfortunately he does get spotted early on, and he does get a nasty shot from that Leopard PTA. So good position in there from the Leopard PTA, but our guy here, I mean, he is raging a little bit. I don't really feel the need to rage at this point. But now here comes the Leopard. So the Leopard currently is on his own. We know that there is someone in the cap area, but of course at this time we don't know who. But the enemy are somewhere. They are somewhere. They do have 3 tank destroyers. They do have 3 tank destroyers, so you do have to be very, very careful. So he's going to get behind there, the Leopard PTA, and just give him payback for what he did to him earlier. And now all of a sudden the whole enemy team are pretty much spotted. So we know where they are. Now we do have a couple of Grump clan on the enemy team. Of course Buttman's clan, very good friends with the clan, and they are about to find out, they're about to get ripped apart. So I do like to see Grump players get ripped apart, only because banter reasons, and that is what we're going to see here. So 2 tank destroyers, 2 fantastic tank destroyers, but there's not much they can do because they haven't really got too much DPM, and when they are reloading, there really isn't too much they can't do nothing really. And there goes Father Fossil, and here is just about the T30 Enraged Tea Drinker has gone. So all of a sudden now there is 2 big tanks that is gone, 2 good tanks as well, and it leaves a 6 versus 4. Now the Yo is around sort of that side of the map, so our guy is helping the Death Star. Now is the Yo reloading? We're currently not sure, but he's going to rush the Yo, and I like this because he knew the Yo was pretty much on his own. So rushing the Yo and helping the Death Star, keeping the Death Star alive as well, was absolutely vital. So the Death Star is now going to push, but he does get a final, I think it's going to be a final shot. Yep, it is going to be a final shot, and now he can move on to the next target. Now it is the E100 here. Of course there's the Jaegeru and the IS-4 up there as well. Now he needs to choose his targets wisely. At this moment in time it looks like an easy win, but look at all the hit points of his team. That's not a lot. Pretty much everyone is a one-shot apart from the ST, but the ST is a one-shot to that Jaegeru, and of course there goes the one of the tanks down. So it's now a 4 versus 3. I could have probably gone for the E100 at this point because he is isolated, but I love the fact that instead of going for the isolated tank, he goes for the tanks that his team are trying to shoot. Of course 3 tanks on 2 is better than 2 tanks on 2, especially as they are so low. His team are so low hit points as well. So he has now managed to take care of the IS-4, and all of a sudden leaving the E100 was a great choice, but it is now a 2 versus 2, a Jaegeru and an E100. So he's going to now try and get behind this Jaegeru because he hasn't got a turret. And when you're in the middle of the open like this, you can't really do too much with the Jaegeru. Now, he has messed up a few shots, to be honest. Not his fault. It's just been, again, a troll bounce. And he's had quite a few troll bounces. But now they're in the situation where he's not in a good position because he's got the Jaegeru down there. Both of these tanks are facing the same direction of the tank. And, of course, that guy gets deleted by the E100. So he can't even push this Jaegeru at the minute because he knows that he's reloaded. He just needs to whittle his hit points down, bring him down to a one shot, then hopefully not lose any hit points at this point. But the DPM on this tank, as we know, is absolutely fantastic, and he's just deleting this guy. But here comes the E100, and he does get a very, very troll bounce. But of course, again, I love the fact that he is ignoring the E100 to clear the lower hit point tank. So now he is on his own against the one heavy, but he is full hit points, and there's still 2.5 minutes left on the clock, but there is a lot of hit points to get through. So he needs to use the mobility of the tank, and he needs to use the DPM of the tank, but unfortunately gets stuck on the building there. At this point, he can take a shot from this E100, no problem. But again, he manages to get a miss. And where I'm saying at the beginning, where this tank is great because it's so low to the ground, you can do stuff like this. Now the E100 is actually going to struggle to get the shot off because he's so low to the ground. And when you've got a tank like this that is face hugging you and going sort of backwards and forwards, side to side, it is very annoying. And as you can see, the E100 once again misses his shot. So at this point, the E100 is doing the right thing. He's going to the red line, but unfortunately he does keep getting out of the red line, which means this guy can just get to the side of him like this. And at this point, with 1500 hit points left, it doesn't even matter if he gets shot because he has the DPM to deal with the E100. Nevertheless, a fantastic game, fantastic decision making in going for the Yo, keeping his Death Star alive for the time being, and then of course going for the IS-4 and the Jaegeru to help his one-shot team, and then at the end just leaving the E100. So nevertheless, a fantastic game, fantastic damage, 8,100 damage, and a very well carry. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye. With